Welcome back to Black Magic Beauty. My name is Trish and it is New Year's Eve, so it is time for my empties and my low buy update for December 2024. I scraped by the skin of my teeth this month. If you remember last month, I ended the month with all of my points transferred into my body care balance, and I still had a negative balance of 11.5. So I made it my mission to use up as much as humanly possible this month, in part to bring my balance back up to zero, and also in part just to kind of get rid of all the stuff that's just been floating around, especially since I am going to have a baby any day. I actually thought I was going to have a baby like a week ago because I've been having contractions for the past week and I still have no baby. So one of these days, I'm going to have a newborn and I don't want to have a bunch of stuff to worry about. In that regard, I epically failed this month because I did use up a ton of things that have just been floating around my house. But I also shopped. Now, that obviously was not conducive to my goals whatsoever. But also, I realized that back in like October, I was talking about doing a no-buy for pretty much November and December, right? I apparently completely forgot that I was doing that, and I thought it was just a November thing. So when December came around, I ended up buying things. So that was obviously a mistake on my part. That being said, somehow I was able to zero out my balance even after adding more things in, just with the sheer amount of stuff that I decluttered, used up, just to get rid of all the things that I didn't really want. So at least going forward, everything that I have are things that I believe I am going to enjoy, or that I know that I enjoy, versus like trying to hate paint a bunch of items. So that at least is something. But I definitely didn't cut down on the amount of stuff overall, which is a little annoying. Due to that, and due to the fact that after an entire year of having reduced hours and reduced paychecks, and a ton of medical bills to pay for, and a ton of other emergency things that have come up, I'm in a lot of debt right now, and I need to dig my way out of it. I can say that the majority of that debt is not from shopping. I have been shopping this year, but it's still only a very, very small portion of the debt that I currently have. The debt that I currently have is mostly due to like medical stuff and the stuff with my cat and just various little things that have come up throughout the year, in addition to using my credit card for things like groceries and other expenses that have come up. So I need to get that number down. And in order to get that number down going forward, I cannot be shopping. Even if shopping is not the majority of what got me into this situation in the first place, not shopping is going to help me get out of it. So I am going on a no buy. I've been updating TikTok. If any of you follow me on TikTok, I've been doing little updates for no buy on there. I did my no buy November on there, and I actually started my no buy already. But for the sake of like this and like my low buy updates and my no buy updates, we can just say starting January 1st, I'm on a makeup, skincare, body care, no buy, replacement only. And that's only if it's an item that I absolutely need. Like say I completely run out of like shampoo, I'm going to buy some shampoo. But I'm also extending that into other areas of my life. So if it's not a necessity, I should not be buying it. I do not expect to be perfect with this, but at least having those goals in mind will keep me on the straight and narrow until I'm able to pay off as much of that debt as I can. And I have so much stuff now that like there's no reason I really should be running out of anything before this no buy is over. I can call it a no buy year, but it's not really going to be a no buy year. It's basically whenever I'm able to zero out the debt, then I will allow myself to buy things again within reason, obviously. So if that takes the whole year, that takes the whole year. But if it doesn't, then I'm just going to resume back onto a low buy plan after that point. So because of that, I am still going to be tracking usage and empties every month, and I'm still going to be giving myself points for those empties, just so when the no buy is over, I can give myself a little reward and I can say, hey, I have X amount of points to use. Do I want to use them on this? And then that way I'm still not going overboard when I do resume shopping again, but I'm going to simplify it. So all categories: hair care, nail care, makeup, skincare, body care, perfume, all of that is all just going to be lumped into one balance. I'm going to continue with the 2 out, 1 in rule, but instead of breaking it down by like minis and samples and full size and whatever, I'm just going to do, if I use up an item, it is 1 point. It does not matter if it's a jumbo or a sample, it's 1 point. And if I purchase an item, it does not matter what size it is 2 points. I am also going to be counting gratis. So any gratis that I get going forward, I'm going to charge myself half a point for that, just because I did notice with certain categories such as skincare, which is where I get the most gratis in, I either have the same amount or more than I did at the beginning of the year, even doing the low buy. And I think part of it is because I keep getting all this gratis in and I can't use it up before I get more. And I think me charging myself like a half a point, just like something for when I get gratis in, that will just make sure that I'm not purchasing outside of that unless it's something that I absolutely need. And hopefully that will just keep me a little bit more accountable regarding what's actually coming in, regardless of if I've paid for it or not. So that's kind of my plan currently. No buy as of now. I'm going to be counting my points every month and kind of doing updates on here every month about the no buy. And then once I pay off all the debt that I have currently, I'm just going to transition back into a no buy, but everything's going to be a little bit more simplified. Just 2 points if it comes in, 1 point if it comes out. If it's gratis, half a point. It'll just make it so much easier to deal with. So that being said, let's talk about all of the things that have come in and out this month. Okay, so I'm going to start with makeup. Last month at the end of November, because I had transferred all my points into body care, I had 0 points for makeup. I did purchase 2 items. So this brand that I've been following for a while, Sunset Makeup, they make these opaque setting powders. So this white is actually like white. And then they also had a blue one. I purchased both of these as mix-ins. So I've been doing a lot of like Franken makeup recently, trying to kind of slightly adjust the tone for a lot of my items that like I like, but they're just not quite right for me. I realized most of what I need to do with the items that I don't like or that just don't look very good on me is either lighten them or cool them down, or both. So I just decided to purchase these setting powders so that I could use these as mix-ins, probably mostly for my eyeshadows. If there is an eyeshadow that I like enough that I don't want to declutter it, but it's just not quite working for me. So that's why I bought these, but each of these for my current low buy rules are 4 points, which means I am now -8 points for my makeup. But again, I scraped by the skin of my teeth and I just happened to use up like 8 points of makeup. So I finally finished up my Kylie Cosmetics mascara. This is a really like subtle, natural looking mascara. I did really like it. I had been using it for like 8 or 9 months. And it's pretty much kicked at this point. So that is 2 points. My tinted moisturizer by Say or Sai, however you say it, did not like this. I liked it at first. Like when I first started wearing it, it worked okay. But after like 2 to 3 months, which is very fast, it started like oxidizing and separating and getting like really weird. So after that, it was kind of a hate pan. That being said, I still used up the whole thing. I scraped everything out of it that I could. That's gone. That's another 2 points. I finally finished up my Rose Incorporated lipstick that I was also not really a fan of. It was just a little bit too warm for me, but I still managed to use it up by pairing it with a gloss. It's another 2 points. I finished up my NYX HD mini setting powder. That's 1 point. And I did decide to declutter this single by Pat McGrath. So I did recently do like a mass collection declutter in the past month of just trying to get rid of all the stuff that I didn't really like that much. And I held on to this, but I had it in my head that I might end up decluttering it just because the shade's not quite right for me. And I ultimately decided to get rid of it. So this is another point, which is 8 points. So I now am back to 0 points. So pretty much where I was at the beginning of the month. Next for nails, I didn't purchase anything. I didn't use anything up, but I did decide to declutter this Nail Kill base coat. During that mass collection declutter that I was talking about, I did declutter the counterpart to this, the retinol top coat, because it had completely dried up and solidified on me. But I held onto this because it was still good. And then I was just thinking, you know what? I haven't used a base coat in at least a year. I just don't use them. I've started to realize that the more coats of nail polish that I put on my nails, the faster they chip, because my nails are so brittle and bendy. Like the thicker the coat is, the more it cracks as I'm using them, as I'm using my hands. So I'm going to declutter this. I'm going to give this to somebody who will actually use it. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there until it solidifies like the other one did. And there's no sense in doing that if I know I'm not going to use it. So for that declutter, that's 1 point in nails. I have 2 hair care empties. So I finished up my Grown Alchemist Detox Conditioner. And I also finished up my texturizer by Divina Spa. I did not give myself any points for these since these are hair care items, but they are out of my inventory. Same with this little sample of Soothing Scalp Serum. I did not give myself any points for this. This was very nice. It was minty. It felt good on my scalp. But it's just one more little sample that's out of my inventory. No points for that either. So that brings us to skincare, and I did not have any skincare, gratis or otherwise, come in this month. I did use up 4 little sample packets, 2 Onda oils, 1 brightening eye cream, and 1 Hydra Memory facial serum. So each of these I counted as 0.5 points. So overall, that's 2 points. I finished up a full-size lip balm from Ultralux. This one is completely done, and this was another 2 points. I used up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 samples by Ultralux. I have a BB facial oil, a seaweed liposome gel serum, the Ultralux 9OC anti-aging serum, an enzyme peeling cream, which is a mask, vitamin C serum, as well as a hyaluronic acid serum. Now, each of these, since these are basically like little deluxe samples, took me at least a week to go through. Obviously, I wasn't using just one at a time. I was using them at different times of the day or layering them up, but that's another 6 points for me in my skincare. I used 2 single-use masks, so these are another 2 points. I used up a mini fresh soy cleanser, that is 1 point, as well as a full-size gentle cleanser, so this is 2 points. So overall, that gave me a total of 15 points in my skincare. So that moves us straight into body care, which is the giant garbage mess of the month. Last month I had negative 11.5 points in my body care. Then I bought more things. After my No Buy November, when I had been thinking about the Ice Lemon Pound Cake scent from Bath & Body Works all month, I found this set on Mercari. I barely paid anything for it because I had like a balance on Mercari. But it still, no matter what, it counted against my low buy. So 3 lotions, 1 body spray, 4 points each. That is 4, 8, 16. And when I bought these, they also sent me a pre-owned mini as a little freebie with my order. So that's adding in too, but I'm not counting any points for this because this was a freebie. I then went to Bath & Body Works to get some gifts for Hanukkah, and I ended up picking up the Winter Candy Apple shampoo and conditioner set for myself, and I just kind of fell in love with the scent, so I also picked up a Winter Candy Apple body spray. So no points for this since it's shampoo and conditioner, which isn't technically included in my low buy as of right now until tomorrow. 4 points for this. Now, because I got this set, I also got this set for free as a gift with purchase. So I got a Snowflakes and Cashmere wash, Snowflakes and Cashmere cream, Snowflakes and Cashmere body spray. So these were free, so no points for those, but it's still extra stuff that's coming in. After I bought the gifts from Bath & Body Works and got the shampoo and conditioner set and the body spray, in addition to the gifts with purchase, I also had a reward. So I used it for a lotion, the Frosted Coconut Snowball Lotion, which does smell very, very nice. So I didn't pay anything for this, but this also came in this month. So then about a week after that, they had their total body care sale where everything was like $4. So I ended up going back, and I bought a backup of the Winter Candy Apple body spray that I already bought. I got a backup of the Snowflakes and Cashmere scent that I got for free because I love the scent so much. Because I had completely fallen in love with the Winter Candy Apple scent, I got an additional 3-piece set of wash, lotion, and cream in that scent. And I bought another set of the Winter Candy Apple shampoo and conditioner. I got a body spray to go with the body lotion that I already had, as well as a Snowflakes and Cashmere lotion to complete the Snowflakes and Cashmere set that I already had. So that's an additional 7 body care items, which is another 28 points out of my low buy. And the very last thing that I got this month, which I have wrapped up because I decided I'm not going to use it yet, is I fell in love with the Guerlain Peregrinita scent when I was trying to go through all of my samples. And unfortunately, after having a very stressful week and a family member passing away, I ended up stress buying this when it was on sale for 20% off. The reason I have it wrapped up is because I had already basically like light started my no buy at that point. So this was very much against my rules. So I decided to wrap it, and I'm allowing myself to unwrap it when my no buy is over. So that's another 4 points. Overall, I subtracted 52 points from the already negative 11.5 points that I had in my body care balance for this month, which left me with negative 63.5 points, which is a goddamn mess. Somehow I managed to zero that back out again. So I might as well go into what I used up. So I used up my Epsom salt magnesium soak. This one I did not give myself any points for it because I did not give myself any points for it when I bought it because I considered this a necessity. So that's not doing anything for my balance. But I actually used up all 3 of my Dana body washes that I purchased 3 months ago now. The way I ended up using these up was actually turning them into gifts. So these have been sitting around untouched since I bought them about 2 months ago, because I bought them right before I placed that Twisted Allure order. And then I started using all my Twisted Allure items, so these were just sitting around. And I had been planning on making bubble baths for gifts this year. And for the amount of bubble baths that I needed to make, I needed exactly, what was it? I don't remember the exact ounceage of body wash that I needed, but basically in order to make the bubble baths, you essentially combine a certain amount of body wash with a certain amount of glycerin. And the amount of body wash that I needed was exactly the amount of body wash that was already in these 3 untouched containers. So instead of going out and purchasing more body wash so that I could make the bubble bath, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use these for it. I already have them. And I just bought a bunch of other body washes. So like, I don't need to use these. There was still a little bit left in each of these after I was done making up that concoction. So I just used them during my showers until they were gone. But what I used for the bubble bath was unnew and untouched. So this is actually 6 points gone. I used up my Aveda Stress Fix Bath and Body Oil. This is another 2 points. I used up a Native Buttercream and Vanilla deodorant. That was another point. I used up a Beekman fragrance-free body cream. This is another 2 points. I used up a mini of my Sol de Janeiro body cream. That was 1 point. I used up 4 body care samples. So I used up my First Aid Beauty KP scrub. I used up 2 different body lotion samples by Palmer's. And I also used up just yesterday a oil from Palmer's, a sample, but I cannot find the packet anywhere. So I may have accidentally thrown it out. So that's an additional 4 points. I actually used up 5 perfume sample vials. So the Guerlain Peregrinita, this is how I fell in love with that scent. I used this up. The Guerlain Mandarin, the Mandarin Basil one. This was okay, but it was the Peregrinita that I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. I used that one up. I used up a sample of Prada Candy. I used up a sample of Flower Bomb, and I also used up a sample of Skylar Vanilla Sky. So each of these are considered 0.1 point, so that is 0.5 points back in my body care. So overall, that is 17.5 points that I'm adding back into my negative 63.5, which gives me negative 46 points in my body care. Now, if I add in the 16 points for what I used up in my skincare as well as my nail, that actually brings me down to 30 points, negative 30 points in my low buy. And that mass declutter that I did about 2 weeks ago, I had decluttered 32 items, which gives me an additional 32 points. So somehow, after absolutely blasting my balance into negative 63.5, I still somehow ended up in the positive of 2 points for my low buy. I don't know how I managed that, but somehow I managed that. So going forward, I am going to be just doing a no buy until my balances are paid off. And then I am going to start banking my points for my low buy once I transition back into a low buy again. And obviously I have plenty of things to last me until then. There are a few other things that did come in this month. Partially for Hanukkah, partially for like Influencer, other stuff like that. So I did get a native deodorant from Influencer. They sent this to me for free. It's the Blueberry Cobbler deodorant. I like it. it smells delicious. It smells exactly like a blueberry donut. My only thing about it is it's almost a little bit too sweet. Like, if I smell it too much, it starts to like be a little bit overpowering. But it does smell very good. So this I got for free. I did purchase another shampoo and conditioner set for some reason. The Herbal Essences, the Rose Hips. For some reason, I was just feeling super nostalgic and I just wanted it. I don't know why, but so I purchased these. These don't technically count yet. They will count next year, which may have been why I kind of panic bought them. But next year, if I do buy shampoo and conditioner or any other hair care item, it will count against my balance. So these got added into my inventory as well. And then finally, I have some gifts to talk about. So my husband saw that I wanted the Pastel Dreams palette from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, but I wasn't allowing myself to purchase it. It is beautiful. It is everything I wanted. For some reason, I don't own a pastel palette. I don't know why. So this actually does fill kind of a gap in the collection, which is really nice, while still keeping it at a level that I'm not overwhelmed with. So I'm very, very happy with this gift. I might even work it into some projects next year, but we'll kind of see what happens with this. And then the very last item that I have to talk about is actually a bunch of items. So my mother-in-law, because I am going to be having a baby, she said that she felt like I needed some pampering. So she bought me this entire 12-piece Sol de Janeiro set, which I was not expecting at all. I opened it, I saw how big it was, and I saw the brand, and I'm like, oh my God. So I'm actually very, very excited about this. It includes 12 items. So I have 4 mini body sprays, 1 full-size body spray, 1 full-size body oil, a full-size body wash, a full-size body cream, 3 mini body creams, and a full-size leave-in conditioner. So all of that is getting added in as well. So the mini body sprays are the 59, the 87, the 40, and the 68. And then the full-size body spray is like this giant one of the original scent body wash, original scent leave-in conditioner, which this is actually great because I'm currently working on a mini of this same exact leave-in conditioner. And I was thinking about repurchasing it, but I was like, I don't know if I want to spend the money on it. No, I don't have to. A full size of the original scent Boom Boom Cream, a full size of the original scent body oil, and then 3 of these like deluxe sizes of the Beija Flor, the Delicia Drench, and the Balm Dia Bright. So those are going to be really fun to crack into. So that's another 12 items that is being added in that you are going to see in my inventory whenever I get to that, hopefully next month, but I will have a newborn around, so it might be a little bit longer. But anyway, that is my update for my low buy as well as my empties for December. So I'm excited to see where we are this time next year. All right, Happy New Year, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.